Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week, this is for August 2024. You have this Bear Tree card. It says, don't waste your energy or efforts on something that clearly isn't bearing fruit. You have this fiery beginnings. You're on the brink of a real breakthrough. Follow your heart and live your passion. There you go. I think you need to keep moving here, Scorpio. You have the Knight of Pentacles, the Hangman, and the Four of Pentacles. You know, all three are kind of like a little bit of a stuck energy, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. You know, the Knight of Pentacles is being a little bit too cautious. The whole point of the card is that he has all the knowledge and wisdom necessary to plant seeds in this field behind him, and if he does that, they will grow. The Hangman has put himself in hangman mode so that he can learn, basically. He has put himself in hangman mode so that he can gain enlightenment. He's actually hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. And so, again, he's done this looking for answers, which maybe you've been on pause for a little bit of time. Maybe you've been looking for answers or, information or something. The Four of Pentacles is holding on too tightly to the past. So, that's like the one little hiccup here. Maybe it's time for you to release something from the past or to let go of something with the Four of Pentacles. You do have the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles right next to the Four of Pentacles, and this would actually be a good thing. This could say that you're stabilizing your finances or you're doing things to increase your resources. The Queen of Pentacles is a card of resourcefulness. The other thing that I like about this reading is that you go from the Knight of Pentacles through the Queen of Wands to the Queen of Pentacles. It's almost like something is firing you up. You have this fiery beginnings card. It's like something is firing you up, and whatever that is motivating you to improve your finances or make more money or to live a life of passion, as this fiery beginnings card says. You have the Hangman. Again, I think you have all the answers you need to, start improving your situation. And I do feel like you are, like I said, I do feel like you are going to be improving your financial situation this month. It's kind of like popping into my head as a start. It's like whatever you're doing, it's like, is money just like pouring out of the sky right now? Well, I hope so. I wish that for you, but probably not. It's like you're kind of like starting something where that, maybe that could be the potential of the situation, but whatever you're thinking about starting, I think could work really well. You have the Knight of Pentacles. Again, don't be too cautious. I think you have the Fool here. It's a time for bigger risks. As I always say, it's a time of calculated risk. I wouldn't just take any old risk and, invest a bunch of money in some like random cryptocurrency that your 12-year-old cousin tells you to invest in. Terrible idea, right? But a calculated risk, one where you have done your research and you kind of really plan it out, that type of risk is the good kind of risk that we can take at this time. As long as we do our research, we will be fine. If you don't do your research, you're going to get spanked. I mean, we have Uranus and Taurus, especially involving money. Taurus does not like get rich quick. So, like I said, I am getting that on the Knight of Pentacles. Like anything that claims to be quick, I would be careful. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Six of Wands. Definitely a victory here. The Six of Wands kind of tells me that this is, the thing that could be improving your finances this month is probably something that you're good at. The Six of Wands is almost like he is being celebrated, the guy on the Six of Wands, and he is coming back from war. But it kind of says that he has done something that he is very skilled at. So I do feel that. Like if you have a skill or even like a hidden talent, gift, skill, or ability, that could be the thing that improves your finances. With the Hangman, you have the Three of Swords. I think it's, it's kind of, I made a joke the other day in the live reading I did for the new moon in Capricorn, and I said that it's time for Scorpio to stop crying in the car, and I was joking, of course, Scorpio, but I do feel that it is time for you to like leave some, I felt that there is some sort of sadness that you have dealt with, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a heartbreak. It could just be, a situation that you're dealing with. And I really do feel it's time for that like fire inside of you. It's time for you to be like brave and bold and assertive and really go for something and, change the situation, as in, by changing yourself is what this reading is really saying to me. It's saying you can't, of course, travel to the past and change what happened, but you can change yourself right now and not only make sure that it never happens again, but you can also rise above whatever the situation was. And I feel this reading just in general is encouraging you to do that. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Swords. This looks pretty good. I mean, Ace of Swords would be a victory, a success. It would be you. I look at the Ace of Swords as you living your inner truth as well, whatever you believe to be true for your life. And, again, I think you're kind of embracing some sort of inner truth here. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this odd jobs card. It says, consider creating multiple streams of income. I think it is an amazing time for water signs to create a second stream of income or multiple streams of income. Like I myself, I'm starting my podcast on the Chris Rec channel, which hopefully will turn into a stream of income, right? So like I literally, like I always say, I hate when people say, do as I say, not as I do. I actually do these things, right? And so I would do it. I think, and I'm taking advantage of the energy. That's why I'm doing it, because I see it in the astrology, I see it in the readings as well, and I would definitely take advantage of it. It doesn't even have to be anything that big. I think anything would be better than nothing. You have this Hulk card. It says there's no money coming in, or it's coming in very slowly. I think, but again, I feel pretty good about this reading financially. So even though this card says that money is coming in very slowly, I think that has been your story for most of this year so far. And I feel like you're finally getting to a point where you're taking control of your situation with that Queen of Wands, and you're doing something about it. So again, I'm not too worried about that card just in general. You have the Fool, the Queen of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. Again, really good cards for money. The Fool says that it's time for you to take some sort of leap of faith, in a new direction, or towards something new in your life. And sorry, I'm losing my voice because I did like 19 interviews yesterday. So my voice is absolutely shot. But what I would say here is that the Fool is saying it is time for you to take that leap of faith. I also feel like the Fool is saying you're prepared. I look at the Hangman and the Fool as cards of preparation. The Hangman, he's done with his learning, so he is prepared for his journey. The Fool has this tiny little sack on his back, and it represents the fact that he has everything he needs. He's about to go through the whole entire major arcana to the world, and you have the world right away. I'll show you in a second. He's about to go all the way through the major arcana, this very long journey, but all he needs is that tiny little sack. He has everything he needs, right here, right between his two ears. So, again, I think you are prepared for this journey. I do think it's interesting that you go straight to the world right here. So it's like you could be accomplishing something much faster than you think. You have the Queen of Wands. For whatever reason, I don't really see her as a card of control, but intuitively, I feel that she is saying you are taking control. This could be more of like a side effect of what she is representing in this reading. I think something is firing you up. I think something is, going to get you excited this month, and it could be, it looks financial to me, and I think whatever this is going to be something that really does change your financial future. I don't even think you have to like change your job or anything like that. I think this could be like an opportunity that gets you fired up in the job that you have right now, or in the career that you have right now. For some of you, according to this card, it is like a side job or a side hustle that you could be starting. And clearly, with the Nine of Pentacles, this would say that it is going to be something that makes you more abundant. So I do see more abundance, feeling more independent, feeling like you're not having to rely on other people so much. And, that's what the Nine of Pentacles is basically saying. So I do feel like you are increasing your finances. She also has a specific skill. She has these grapes behind her, and grapes in the tarot represent having a specific skill, being good at doing something. And the grapes represent something that's very hard to grow, but she can do it well. So you probably have a skill that is difficult for most people, but maybe you can do it very well. And that might be a clue of like what you should be doing to increase your finances with the Nine of Pentacles. With the Fool, you have the Queen of Pentacles again twice. So again, Queen of Pentacles is just being resourceful and looking at your resources and, making sure you're not wasting money. But also, she looks for all ways to do something. So, if she can do something without spending money, she'll do it that way. If she can start her business and like bootstrap it without spending money, that's how she's going to do it. So I think it would be a great time for you to like put your thinking cap on and think of the most resourceful ways to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Queen of Cups. I really feel this is just saying this is you. Funny enough, I do read the Queen of Cups as Scorpio. I know most people read her as Cancer, but I have my reasons, so I'll say that Scorpio. But I kind of look at that as your energy, and I feel it's just saying that you are embracing the Queen of Wands energy. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, I think you need to walk away from things that no longer serve you. That could be limiting your abundance. Again, if you're in situations that make you feel lack or that feel like they are stealing from your abundance, then those situations absolutely could be stealing from your abundance. And I would leave those things behind. The Eight of Cups is, he's walking away from something because it isn't right. And he doesn't really know where he's going. You could say that he's walking towards the Nine of Cups, but he doesn't know that. We actually don't know that, right? Yes, it's the order of the tarot, but he isn't necessarily walking towards the Nine of Cups. But, I do feel like you are walking towards more fulfillment. Also, going this way, you could be walking towards more abundance. The Nine of Swords is showing up in the area of the good stuff. And in the good stuff, the Nine of Swords would say you're like walking away from something to end a cycle. Next, you have this eye card. It says envy and protection. You have this key. It says lock, unlock. So I feel like you are protected at this time. I also feel like you are finally opening up to something new. Your first card here is the Three of Cups. He's focusing on these spilt cups, but he needs to turn around and see what's behind him, these two cups. Those two cups will lead him to this bridge in this castle over here. So I feel like there is a much better opportunity with you moving away from sadness, whatever that Three of Swords is, in your reading. And I think that will open up, a much bigger and better opportunity for you. I do feel like there are some, maybe regrets you have of like not taking advantage of certain situations in the past, or maybe you feel like you missed certain opportunities, but again, we can't dwell on the past. And I think I said something here about basically you can't be a time traveler, right? You can't go back to the past and fix something, but you can rise above it right now. And I feel the whole entire reading is really encouraging you to do that. You have the World. The World would represent like an accomplishment or an achievement, and so I feel like there could be a big accomplishment or achievement coming in for you very quickly, probably much more quickly than you think, because we have the Fool right here. I really do feel we're kind of like in a time where the universe is saying like, take that leap of faith. Take a risk to do something in your life, and you will be successful much faster than you think. I think a lot of people, it's like, we're even with the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is about being resourceful. I think a lot of people are looking at their current situation and saying like, there are no resources, there's inflation, there's all this other stuff going on. But really, the universe is like, yeah, but there's like this golden egg over here that you need to take advantage of. And if you do, you will get out of the situation. So I kind of see the Queen of Pentacles as you being resourceful, but I also almost see her as an opportunity in your reading to kind of focus on what's right. She has this little rabbit right here, and the rabbit can represent like fears and anxiety, but she's focusing on the pentacle. On the pentacle, what she does have, she's not focused on the fear of the world, right? You have the world right above it. So I think that focusing on the right things is going to get you to where you need to go. With the Five of Cups, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is it worth it to continue to work on whatever you're working on, or should you change direction? And again, clearly, the Seven of Pentacles, he would normally be facing this direction, just like the Five of Cups. And so I feel like you need to like turn around and look more to the future. The whole entire reading is really encouraging this more of a kind of like a future focus just in general. And so I think that the Seven of Pentacles, I think he's normally looking at those pentacles where he's growing, and it's like he's already grown that, whatever it is. There's like something new for you to grow. With the World, you have the Nine of Cups. There you go. So love it. Eight of Cups to the Nine of Cups. Clearly, you are heading towards like fulfillment, abundance, happiness. The Nine of Cups is all about fulfillment. The Nine of Cups is also about being in alignment with what you want. So the reason the guy on the card is about to have a feast is because he has had a feast before. So we have to be in an energy of something before we can have it. And, if you want to be in the energy of love, just go do something that you do love, right? Express the energy. If you want to be abundant, go express the energy of abundance or gratitude or love, whatever it is. And you will get the things that you desire. So the Nine of Cups is really all about getting into alignment with what you want. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is about being spoiled for choice. It's also about opportunity. The funny thing is, I do feel that opportunities are really opening up for you at this time, Scorpio. I said opportunity on the Queen of Pentacles. She isn't necessarily a card of opportunity, but, again, I read intuitively, and I feel the Seven of Cups is saying that once you walk away from something that no longer serves you with this Eight of Cups and you go towards the Queen of Pentacles, that's where the abundant opportunities will appear. So I definitely feel it's time for you to think more abundantly. In the area of the good stuff, you have this canary spirit, says sing your own song. You have this dog spirit, says be loyal to what you love. Yes, I definitely feel you need to be loyal to what you love at this time. The canary reminds you to, again, sing your own song, do your own thing. Don't worry too much about what other people are saying that you're doing. You have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is all about needing to do what you want to do in life and not other people. She has that black cat on the front of her card. And the black cat right here, and the black cat during the times of tarot was considered very unlucky. But the whole point of her card is that she doesn't care what other people think. She just wants the black cat, right? You have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is about charging in a new direction, especially showing up in the good stuff. So I think that you are building a lot of momentum in the right direction. To me, he's a card in the good stuff. He definitely represents momentum in things speeding up. So you could notice how things are improving and continuing to improve, which obviously is a good thing. You have the Hermit. The Hermit is about, I kind of feel like you're leaving Hermit mode. Again, I think you're getting out of your car. You're not crying in your car anymore, right? I think that you are getting out of the car and you're stepping out into the real world. I look at the Hermit as needing to express like what he has learned. He is in Hermit mode. He's at the top of the mountain. He's unaccessible to other people, but he needs to kind of become accessible. He has that star in his lantern, and the star represents everything that he has learned on his journey. But now he needs to like come down from the mountain and share what he has learned. So he's gone through this transformation, but he needs to like show the world that he has transformed, that he is different, and that's what I feel that card is saying. You have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is like a never-ending nightmare, but the good news is it's coming up in the good stuff. So I feel like you are kind of getting out of a comfort zone, and you are, it's almost like you are creating improvements through leaving things behind that are just cycles. I think you're just in this time where you could be ending cycles, starting new cycles, starting new things that are better. Let's see. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Justice card. I do feel like some of you could be getting justice going this way. So if you are dealing with anything legal, this to me just looks like justice in general. With the Hermit, you have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is a card of a celebration. The three women on this card are normally celebrating a harvest. So you could be celebrating like some sort of harvest in your life, or some sort of new opportunity that's coming in for you. And obviously that would be a good thing with the Three of Cups. I also do feel like a little bit of a reunion here. I don't feel this is a person coming back from the past necessarily, but you could be spending time with like friends, family, things like that, and not really a love reading. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Page of Cups. As I say that, if you do want love, I feel there could be a new admirer coming in for you. I would say that's like a totally new person. And it's probably a person where, you are avoiding old cycles. So, I feel like this is saying that you could be attracting a person who is different, because usually we attract the same type of person because we're humans, right? And that's what we do. We fall into patterns. I think you could break the pattern with a person. Again, just because there isn't a lot of love here doesn't mean you won't have love. But again, it's more focused on your finances. You have this practicality card. Yeah, I feel like the simple answer is the answer. Again, as humans, we have complexity bias, right? We think the more complex answer is the right answer, but really, I think that things will be very simple for you this month. And this card is saying to you, that it is time for you to keep things very simple. Let's see. Yeah, you have this friendship card. You might start as friends with a person. Maybe you take it slow. Again, I don't really see a ton of love here. And again, that doesn't mean you won't have love. It just means that this reading is talking about money or improving your situation in general. But again, maybe you start with a person kind of slow and you go from there. You have this achievement card. Yes, big achievements. We have the world right here with the Nine of Cups. So if you've been trying to reach new heights or some sort of achievement, I do feel there are big achievements. You have this order card. Yeah, do things in order, do things simply. The practicality card and this order card are very similar as far as the energy is concerned. So I would like have a plan. I do think it's an important time for people to have a plan as well. Like we're in this time of risk taking. I said in a reading like a couple weeks ago to take risks but don't take risks, and someone said, "How is that possible?" And I said, "Well, it's like we have to take risks, but we should be taking risks that are well thought out. That are well planned, that have an order. So it's a risk, but it's not really a risk. It's like something where you have thought things through. You've kind of maybe come up with a plan B, or a risk where you're willing to be flexible. You take the risk, and if things don't work out, you try something else, right? And so I think we're in a time of risk, but I think we're in a time where we also need to kind of plan the risk out, if that makes sense. So there you go. You also have this birth card. Some of you could be birthing a baby, but the world also represents birth, by the way, and it represents like birthing into a new world. And I think that a lot of you are transforming the world around you, and that is the birth that is happening here. But pretty interesting reading here, Scorpio. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.